guys, this is Sunny Fonseca with Mortgages with Sunny, your mortgage genie. Today I have Jeremy and Joshua Mathis here, known as Mathis Twins. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
So I did a little bit of research, okay?
Hopefully the research is good.
I hope so. So I want to say a couple of years ago, you guys did, you have flipped about $35 million worth of real estate.
Probably give or take. Yeah.
Yeah. And now you've created a 7-figure portfolio for rental properties a month.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Not a month. That's the value of that.
Gotcha.
I don't like putting out false information.
Got you.
So the value of our rental portfolio now is worth seven figures.
Gotcha.
We cash flow pretty well on that. So
awesome. And to top it off, about 116K followers on Instagram.
I guess.
Maybe more.
The followers on Instagram don't matter. What really matters is the rental portfolio, how much you make from it, and what we've been able to do in business. That's something that we pride ourselves on. Most people, they do social media to be an influencer. We do social media not to be an influencer, but to impact and change lives. So that's our focus, not necessarily the follower. If we got 1, 2, 10 followers, as long as we're impacting and changing their lives, that's important to us.
Yeah, got you. Yeah. Definitely exposure is super important in our industry. So that's like a key factor. I caught on to a video that you had posted one time. You did a speech and it was kind of, it brought it to my attention. In our society, we have so many people that follow us, and with the social media aspect is everybody's like, I want to do what you do.
Yeah.
You know, let's talk about a little bit about what it takes to get where you guys are today, and what exactly do you guys do?
So for us, as a real estate investing firm, we raise private money from investors and deploy it into real estate. The bulk of our business now is wholesaling. We fix and flip, build our rental portfolio. So that's kind of our key focus right now. We recently just launched a mentorship that we're super, super excited about. But again, our focus is building generational wealth within our business.
Got you. That's a master class that you started, right? It's called a master class?
Nah, it's called Expose and Expand. So that's the start. We started the mentorship literally, we started January 1st. We did the pre-launch at the end of November, pushing it, and officially launched it January 1st.
Yeah, because today in social media, everybody's like, oh, I want to do what you do. Yeah. It's not easy money. You know what I mean? You have to work hard, and they don't know what comes behind it.
They don't. We literally on the way here, we was on the phone with one of our close friends, and he was telling us what he wanted to do, and we was like, bro, let me give you the real insight behind it before you say you want to do it. Because on social media, people make everything look easy.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what you do. It's just this easy, but anything that's worth having, you got to put that work in. So a lot of people need to understand you got to put the work in, but there's also some difficulty in almost anything that you're going to do. So
obstacles that we come across too. Right. Yeah, and you have to be ready to work on it. You know what I mean? You have to be ready to hustle.
Yes.
It's not easy money.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, you got to do your thing. Well, that's good because a lot of people don't know what exactly you guys really do. Mm-hmm. They just see the Mathis Twins and they're just like, oh, cool, I want to do what they do. So thank you for elaborating what you guys actually do. Now, I'm sure you get this question all the time.
Maybe not.
Yeah, no, trust me. But I'm still going to ask, what led you to this industry? What led you here?
Him having a baby. Yeah,
really?
Him having a baby. Most people was like, oh, I grew up. No, him having a baby that led us here. So for us, we've been lifelong entrepreneurs. Our first business was taking out the trash cans for our neighbors. We used to make $2 a trash can.
Yeah.
That was when we were younger. But then our first real business was in college. We started a custom clothing line.
Okay.
You can go onto our website. You can print whatever you can design whatever you want, and we ship it to you. We put $20,000 into that business, and it failed.
Got you.
We pivoted, and then we started doing promotional marketing. So putting your logo on cups, hats, hoodies. We thought we were making money, and we had a mentor that was like, guys, you guys are not making money, and I don't see how you're going to make money in this business. You need to go out and do something different. So that led us to partnering with that same mentor, and we started a commercial cleaning business that had a niche. We focused primarily on servicing dental offices. Nice. We was able to charge a premium, and the idea behind that business was we were going to do proof of concept down here in South Florida and then start to franchise the concept. We were like 12 14 months into the business, and he helped us. He helped us understand how much we hated the business. So we sold. So
He made you hate it.
no, he didn't. No, he didn't
make us.
He didn't make us hate it. It was just like it's low margins.
Yeah.
You're dealing with people.
It's a price sensitive business.
Price sensitive business. It's highly competitive, and it's not the type of business that we wanted to be in long term. So he exposed us to showing us that we can actually sell the business. Because growing up where I grew up, you only sell drugs, food, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So we put the business on the market. As we had the business on the market, he was like, "Man, our next business, we got to have time because I'm about to have my daughter, so we need to have time and we need to make money."
Yeah.
And I think everything happens for a reason. We heard an ad on the radio, and that led us into real estate. That come to my free seminar. Yeah. We paid a mentor. We went to the free seminar, which ended up costing us $55,000.
What?
Yeah, $55,000 for that first mentorship. We didn't learn anything. But at that point,
we did learn something. They told you to join your local career.
So listen, we didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
We didn't learn anything. But at that point, when you $55,000 into debt because you wanted to change your life, you either can cry about it or you can say, you know what? What's the next step? What do I have to do?
Yeah.
So for us, what do you think the next thing we did? We hired another mentor. We paid $15,000 and $70,000 before we had $70,000 into debt before we ever do a real estate deal. And we just had to work our way out of that, and that's how we got into real estate, primarily because he wanted something that gave us the flexibility to time freedom, but also be able to make money.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
6 years ago, about 6.5 years ago.
Wow, so it's 6 years. It's not too long if you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes by so fast,
Yes.
and where you guys are from there to today.
Yeah.
And the mentality, what I like is that it's not just what they would say, you weren't avaricious with your money. You didn't come and just go buy a car or nothing. You got your money and you were able to invest it in other things to help you grow.
Yep.
That's like a whole nother level sometimes. People like to see easy money, just like they're in and they're like, oh, I'm done. It's called entrepreneurship for them, right? So I really appreciate that. So thank you so much for showing that to the young community.
Yep.
Tell us about a first crazy transaction that you guys have had.
The first crazy or the first transaction?
No, I want some good stuff. Crazy.
The guy who got killed in the property a couple days before closing.
Yes.
No way. I gotta hear that.
You know
Tell me.
Yeah. So this was a house.
Not to make light of the situation, but this is a true story.
Yeah. So this is a house. This happened probably 2 years ago. At this point, this was a house we got under contract and. We had to go through probate, so it took us longer than usual to be able to close on the property. So it took about 7 to 8 months to close on the property. While we were working on the property, we're going through the probate process. We get through the probate process, preparing to go to closing, and the guy who we purchased the property from, unfortunately, he was on drugs. So it was more so of a crack house. So it was drug addicts in and out of the house. Every time I went, it was just somebody new staying at the house. So you're talking about maybe 15 people living in one house, all just
strung out on drugs.
Yeah, strung out on drugs. So it was crazy. But it was a few days before closing. So this was a deal where we had the potential to make a lot of money on, and we did make a lot of money on it. We made over $100,000 on the house.
Wow.
But a few days before closing, I come to the house to make sure everything is ready, and I see the police is there. So I'm like, yo, where's such and such? And he came out. He was like, "Yo, man, this is what happened. My family member got killed here, and this was like in the front of the house." So we thought we wasn't going to be able to close on it, but thankfully, we was able to move forward and close on the house. it was an unfortunate situation that he lost his nephew at the property, but yeah, that was one of the craziest.
Yeah.
And that was a flip?
That was it was a wholesale deal.
Nice.
It was a wholesale deal. We made $104,000 on the house.
A wholesale deal, yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Tell us your first transaction.
Our first transaction, it took us 3 months of consistent effort. And the reason why I put that out there, because I want people to understand that you got to put the work in.
Yeah.
Anything that's worth having, you have to put the work in. So for 3 months, the second mentor, the mentor that actually taught us something, he taught us how to do wholesale transactions on the MLS. So for 3 months straight, every day we're submitting offers to realtors, and nothing got accepted. One day I submitted an offer after 3 months of just banging our head against the wall. The realtor called me, "Are you crazy? Nobody would ever accept this offer." And then I said, well, listen, I understand it. That's what I need to be in order for this to work. But however, do you have anything else that you're looking to sell? Guys, if you are in real estate or you're doing any transaction, you always want to ask, is there anything else that you're looking to sell? She's like, oh yeah, I just got this family. They have a whole bunch of properties that they want to get rid of. You guys, I think you guys would be the perfect buyers. This property was on we got 2 duplexes under contract for $100,000 6 years ago on 6th Trunk Boulevard, close to where they're doing all the new redevelopment. So our very first deal that we sold was that duplex, and it had an adjacent lot that we can build on. We didn't know that. We didn't know what we know now, that you can buy real estate using none of your own money. I wish we knew it, but whatever. Hindsight is 2020. So we got that deal under contract for $100,000, and we sold it the next day for $119,000. We made $19,500 on the deal.
Wow.
On our very first wholesale deal.
That was like
after
a gold
3
mine.
months of like work, like consistent hard work.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you don't want to be scared to ask. Just
Right.
ask. It
Right.
doesn't hurt to ask.
Right.
Like, hey, you got something else? Do you have any referrals? Something like
Yes.
that. And don't have that. It's okay. It doesn't show that it's low confidence. It's
Right.
okay to ask.
Right. Right.
That's what we're here
We
for.
bought our first deal and our best deal just by asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our first deal
Yeah.
and our best deal by asking,
Yeah.
hey, what else do you have to sell?
You just gotta ask. Like,
Yep.
I would be, hey, what's your name? You know, like, it's just a matter of just asking.
Right,
You know,
right,
you never
right.
know what can happen from that.
Right.
Now, a lot of today's young generation,
I thought you were young too.
younger, and so a lot of the young community does not understand what exactly is wholesale. Being based on that, what are your thoughts of having a rental property versus wholesaling a rental? If you can just,
So
what are your thoughts on that?
Your question is, what are our thoughts on wholesale versus versus owning rental properties?
Yeah.
I think there's pros and cons to both.
Yeah.
I think the first thing, you got to get clear on what it is that you want. You got to
Yeah.
become very, very clear. Are you looking for quick cash, or you want to build long-term
Yeah.
wealth?
Yeah.
Yeah, so with wholesaling, the benefit, like you said, is quick cash. We were able, once we got that property under contract, within 3 weeks, we made $19,500.
Yeah.
So with wholesaling, you can make a quick buck. I mean, you can make money really, really fast with wholesaling. But with rental properties, like you said, you could build long-term wealth. As you start producing a lot of cash, the rental properties give you depreciation, which is a tax benefit, which is huge as you continue to build more cash. So if you have a high income job, or you have a business where you're producing a lot of cash, you definitely want to start building that rental portfolio so you can offset some of those taxes.
Write-offs. Yeah, that's a huge factor too. And also within wholesaling too, there's capital gains and stuff like that you can utilize, and that's a whole different topic of conversation. For our new investors out there who are looking to buy, the ultimate thing that they have in their head is, I need cash, I need cash, I need cash. What do you guys do for your financing right now?
So right now we use all private money, but when we first started, it was hard money and 0% credit cards.
Nice.
So when we started, it was just a typical hard money lender. They lend you anywhere from 70 to 90% of the purchase price. They charge you 1 to 3 points on that purchase price. And then if we needed down payment money, or if we needed renovation money, we'll just go and get a 0% for 18 months credit card and do a balance transfer, take that cash and use it for the down payment, or use it to pay for the renovation.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not advising people to do that.
Yeah.
That's just what we did when we started, because we're responsible with the money. I didn't take that money to go buy a new car, to go buy the latest J's. We took that money because we knew we wanted to build wealth. Like he said, we were clear on what it is that we wanted. So we took that money, we were responsible with it. So once we finished the renovation, we sold the house. We took the cash, or some of the proceeds to pay back those credit cards, and then took the profits and continue to build from there.
Yeah. When you go see a property, and there's some people that say, oh my God, that's just so much work within that property. Do you guys see it the same way sometimes? But I'm sure you guys been in the game.
When we first started, yes. But when we But again, it's the importance of having the right people around you. It's the importance of having mentors. Because for us, the first flip that we did, we didn't want to flip it. We were trying to wholesale it.
Gotcha.
We thought it was a lot of work, but when our mentor, he came and he was like, this is not a lot of work. This is what you need to do in order to flip the profit, in order to make money. And then too, for anybody that's new and that's starting, I would say always take a GC or handyman or somebody who understands renovations with you, so they can help you determine what your renovation budget would be on the property. Because especially if you're new, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to think it's a lot of work. Yeah. But when you have somebody who's experienced, who knows what they're doing, they can come out and they can show you, like, man, it's not that much work at all, and they can show you exactly what needs to be done.
Yeah. Now, do you guys always base your wholesale or flips after the ARV?
Off the ARV, yes, on the repair value. So every time we look at any deal, whether it's wholesale, fix and flip, rentals, development, we always look at what the after repair value is. Gotcha. So that's how we determine the exit strategy.
Just to say, ARV is after repair value.
Yep, correct. So the way that you find that is just through comparables.
Correct.
Yep.
So you would get your GC out there. He would give you an estimate. Now, do you guys usually typically do the work in the house?
Oh, us?
No, not you yourselves. I know. You know.
We ain't doing no work. I don't know how to hang a picture.
We've had this
the only work you got is, okay, we're good. That's it. Next. That's it.
These hands too pretty to do that. These hands too pretty to do any work.
We're just talking about that. Yeah, no. So you have the GC is who you hire to do the work on the home before you wholesale it and or flip it.
No, before. Well, with the wholesale deal, you're not doing any work. All your work is just coming in from finding the deal, negotiating the deal, getting it on a contract, and then finding a buyer who wants to assume that contract from you. That's wholesale. You're typically not doing any work on a wholesale deal. Now on a fix and flip, yes, we're hiring a GC to do all of the work for us, and we have it so dialed in now. We barely go see houses, so we just get pictures, and then we get the scope of work, and we decide whether it's real, whether it's fluff, and then we approve the scope of work. I mean,
that's so impressive. Like, you look back, you're like, man, I was just like, now I'm at that capacity to say, I don't need to go see that house, like, let's just do it. Let's get the deal done. That's like such a blessing, you come from so far from, like you say, cashing out credit cards to now, all right, let's just get the deal done, you know?
But again, that's 6 years that is when we started really not having to go see houses, probably a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. But it's years of grinding, years of hard work.
And it's not, but if you think about it, it's not even 6 years, because our first year, our real estate journey was, first year we focused on wholesale. It just, and now I'm not saying we were genius. Like, I'm not saying it's like we're genius. It just so happened that our first year we focused primarily on wholesaling. The next year we focused primarily on fix and flips. In year 3, we started buying rentals. Year 4, we did a development project, and then the last 2 years is just putting it all together and building out a team to help us to do all of that. So we really only been flipping houses now for 5 years, and like he said, we stopped going to see houses like 2 years ago.
Nice.
And because we realized it's really a waste of time, at least for us and where we are in our business. It was just a waste of time. But the first year and the first 2 years, we was there. We was there. I was going.
Like, you ain't doing nothing without me. I'm coming. That's it, right?
To see every house, and then again, but it made us better investors. We understood by going to see the house with the contractor. It showed us how to look at houses. When they were doing the renovations, we went into the houses because I wanted to see what was going on. So now, when we're making offers on properties, I know how to make an offer on that house. I know how to
train our team. To know how to do that.
Now, let me ask you, your team. I know building a team is not easy. You come across so many trial and errors.
Ooh, we had them. We've had them.
Yes. So what does it take to build that team? What do you guys do to build your team?
I think first you have to become a good leader or a great leader before you can, build a team.
No, I disagree.
Why?
Because you like most people, like, you can say you're a natural born leader, but there are things that you learn as you have people under you. So I think the first thing you got to get clear. Again, I think the first law, the first thing for anything to be successful, you have to have clarity, right? So you get clear on what it is that you need and what you want. Because how can an employee or a team member do anything for you if you don't know what they should be doing?
Yeah.
I think that was one of our biggest struggles when we first started out. We didn't give our team members clarity at the beginning. It was just, oh, just make calls and do this.
Yeah.
Okay, but how? Like, what's the structure behind that? Do they have the tools and the resources and everything that they need to be successful? So the first thing is clarity. What do I need them to do? Give a clear job description so they know exactly what they're walking into, and then I think that's how they become successful as far as the team.
Again, I think that's all encompassing in becoming a great leader. And when you become a great leader, you understand what it is that needs to be done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I see what he's saying. He's like, as a leader, you need to know what you want within your team and what you want as an individual. Same shit. Same shit. Yeah, no, it's true because I myself struggle sometimes with building my team, and then it's like they paint you this pretty picture. I'm like, did I just get fooled with this person? Like, did they just sucker me?
But the biggest thing though, as far as hiring people, one of the things that we are getting better at, which we've sucked at for a long time, once you start to realize that they painted a picture, it's on you to let them go. I think so often what's happened for us and what happens with a lot of people is that you think it's going to get better, and it usually does not get better. And what happens is when you wait so long, you become attached to them. They become like family members, and their problems become your problems, and it becomes hard to let them go because you care about them so much. So one of the things that we've learned through hiring and firing a lot of people is that I cannot get attached. They have to prove themselves to me before I get attached. Yeah. And if they don't prove themselves, it's on you to get rid of them, because if not, you're causing yourself a lot of pain, agony, and losing money.
Yeah, so they say attachment is root of all pains. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a sucker for that. Yeah. I get attached quick.
I think we all are, to some point. We all have that loving spirit within us to where we care about people. We want to help people, and that's a part of that attachment that comes with it. But understanding, and one thing we know now is we're running a business. It's not a charity. Yeah. Yes, I love you. Yes, I care about you and your family, but we got to make the best decision for the business.
You can't say we all are, because we know some cutthroat that get it done. True. That get it done. You ain't performing, you out. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you. You guys are originally from Florida, born and raised, right?
Miami, Carol City, Florida.
Myself as well. Okay, not from Carol City, but I'm here from Miami as well. You guys have expanded so much within several states now. What is your take on wanting to invest in Florida?
In what way? Fix and flip, buying rentals, development, what aspect?
In wholesaling or investments?
Gotcha.
I mean, from wholesale, we'll wholesale anywhere because you're in and out. It's a quick deal. Our average transaction cycle is about 35 to 40 days when we're wholesaling a deal. Now, fix and flipping, it's kind of the same thing as well. We don't mind fixing and flipping here, but we've been having this conversation a lot recently when it comes to buying rental properties. Like, we're actively looking for other markets to start buying and building a rental portfolio in. And it's not because of the prices here in Florida. It's more because of the insurance. Yeah. The insurance is crushing. It's killing a lot of people's cash flow. It's killing a lot of people's numbers. Yeah. So for us, we're being very cautious on what we buy here. And if we do buy here, it needs to be a home run of a deal in order for us to buy it.
Yeah. Is there any room left in Florida to buy at this point?
Yes. There are people that are still doing deals and buying rentals. It's just about your ability to find deals.
Got you.
So if you can find a deal and it makes sense, I would definitely say buy it. A lot of people focus on interest rates, and a lot of people, am I buying at the top? No, what we're focusing on is, can I make money from this deal day one once I buy it? And if I can, then I buy the deal.
Yeah. Very valid point, because everybody's so focused on the interest rates. Just get the property. You can always refinance, sell it, do what you have to do. Just get the property for now and figure it out later. Yeah. Now, how many states are you guys in now?
We market nationwide, gotcha. But we've done deals in over 20 states.
Wow. Yeah. What's your main state right now?
Illinois.
We're doing a lot of stuff in Illinois.
For whatever
reason.
Yeah. Illinois,
I know. Yeah. That's a good one.
Illinois and Texas, really.
Yeah, Illinois and Texas. That's not what we wanted. It's just just what's coming in with our marketing dollars that we're spending.
Wow, that's very impressive. Yeah. I'm proud. Yeah, because with what's going on in Florida right now, everybody has this thing. Oh, the market's gonna crash. Market's gonna crash. Market's gonna crash. Do you see that happening?
It's been going down, I don't know if we're at the bottom yet, but I don't know. And now for me, I don't try to predict that.
Yeah.
My job is not to be an economist. I'm not that smart. So our job right now is to figure out where can we find deals and where can we make money. I think in any economy, you have obstacles and you have opportunities, and you have to choose what are you going to focus on. And for us, we focus on the opportunities. Every day you wake up, you have a chance and a choice.
Yeah. So, and just keep it moving. That's it. That's a hustle. Just keep it moving. Don't focus on what the crash is or it's going to happen. But I don't foresee seeing a crash in Florida. I think there's too much population here.
Yeah.
You can never go wrong here. This is Miami. This is Florida. You know what I mean? Real estate never happens here, you know? I mean, well, it's always happening here, but I don't see it going nowhere. So what advice do you have for somebody who's wanting to start investing or wholesaling or flipping in this industry?
For me, number one is hire a mentor.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that because we have a mentorship program. I'm saying that because like that has been instrumental in our growth. That's been instrumental in helping us to get to where we are. Just having the right mentors to lead us and guide us, and to be able to strategize with. Like yesterday, we had an hour call with one of our mentors about what's happening in the market, what pivots we're going to make within our business, and that's been it's been game changer for us in our life.
How long? Sorry,
I would say definitely. I agree with him on that, because one of the things I was thinking about as I reflected last year and the end of the year with our family was we hired a mentor when we first started in real estate. And then we got to a point 2 years in, it was like, oh, well, I grew up, I can figure it out. If Sonny can figure it out, I can figure it out. And I got back to that mentality. And we didn't hire a mentor for like 2 or 3 years.
After?
So we hired 2 mentors at the beginning.
Okay.
Right? And then we was in for the next 3 years after hiring that second mentor, we didn't hire no other mentors. And our life became stagnant and we stayed in the same place.
Gotcha.
One of the things that I've realized now is that having a mentor, having mentors, and being in masterminds is so beneficial to your success. I'm not saying it's needed, but I think it's very, very beneficial.
Are you still with your mentor from when you first started?
We talk to him here and there. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What should people look for in a mentor?
Number one is the results. You want somebody results, so you need somebody, that has a proven track record of doing what it is that you're trying to do. So if somebody's telling you, "I'm gonna teach you how to wholesale," they need to be able to show you that they have and continuously are still wholesaling deals. If they're teaching you, "Hey, I'm buying rental properties," they need to show you, "Hey, here's my rental portfolio. Here's what I'm cash flowing, and I'm continuously buying." Because right now in this age of what we in at the internet, there's so many people on the internet teaching things that they're not doing, which is scary because you're just leading people down a path of, essentially failure, in my opinion.
Well,
so I think
it goes back to, painting you a pretty picture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge important to have a mentor, but sometimes every mentor is trial and error as well.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, yes.
For us, we learned that. The first mentor, $55,000, we learned nothing.
It was a very expensive lesson.
Yeah,
very expensive.
Well, today you guys are mentors to a lot of people out there, right?
Yeah.
Now, I hear that you, as you stated, expose and expand.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
That's our life story, essentially. Your level of exposure determines your level of success. Exposure leads to expansion. Every time for us we've been exposed to something, we've been able to grow. Just think about it. Every time you wanted something in life, right? More than likely, one of the things that I understand is that seeing is believing. So every time I see something, every time I'm exposed to it, it's in my mind. It lets me know that it's possible. So now that I've been exposed to it, I have a decision to make. Am I going to continue to do what I've been doing, or I'm going to change my habits and become a different person and expand and go out what I've seen, what I've been exposed to?
Yeah, you've seen it for a reason, right? Yeah. It's created an image in your head for a reason, right? You can't say that I saw this, I'm going to make it happen, right? Yeah. So the number one thing is to always believe. So is this a class that you guys are doing? What is this? This is a mentorship that you guys are offering?
Correct. It's a mentorship.
Okay.
Where, we give people tools and the resources that they need to be successful in real estate.
It's not
investing.
55,000, right?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. Not yet.
No,
Not
one
yet.
day, but yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not even close. It's not even.
Yeah.
Really not. It's not close to that.
Gotcha.
So for us, man, our goal is to expose people to the opportunities and the possibilities of real estate investing so that they can expand in their personal life and achieve financial freedom. For us, man, we've been exposed to financial freedom. First, we were exposed to it. Then we got the knowledge and obviously put the work in to get to where we are. So now this is just another way for us to give back and show people what's possible. We've been giving out free content on the internet for 2.5 years, and people have been asking for more. I want more from you guys. And that's why we decided to come up with this mentorship. And one of the reasons we decided to start the mentorship.
Where can people find the information on this?
Exposeandexpand.com. So exposeandexpand.com.
Okay, awesome. It goes into, based on your experience, now, when people do reach out to you, what ratio really stays? You know, does anybody ever fall off the wagon?
What do you mean?
So I can answer that question. Anyone that wants free stuff, that's the people who
Got
fall
you.
off the wagon. Everybody who wants something for free, 9 times out of 10 they fall off the wagon because people don't value free.
Yeah.
They don't. Nobody. They don't.
When you pay attention.
Yeah. You get So that's what I was leading to, because everybody sees that we're on this image and I want to do what you do.
Yeah.
How many of these people are willing to do what it takes to get where you guys are at? They may come call you, say, hey, I want to do this, but how long does that last? Is a hustle really there for them? So that was my question to say.
Most in the society, everyone wants to get rich quick. Everyone wants to find that Dogecoin. They want to find that, oh man, I'm gonna make $1 million in a month, and it's just like that's not reality. For some people, you can maybe get lucky and strike gold, but that's rare. That's not reality. Anyone who has accomplished something great, it took time to do that. You look at Bill Gates, you look at Warren Buffett. This is years in the making for them to get to where they are.
Yeah, and it's all about connecting, and like you say, you gotta hustle. It's not overnight.
Yep.
Yeah, look at you guys. I'm
but
so proud of you.
Listen, nobody wants to put the work in, Sonny.
No.
Nobody. I'm sure for you to build your business, you had to go to a lot of networking events.
I had to stalk Joshua.
Go to a lot of networking events, meet a lot of people, shake a lot of hands.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that's what it takes in order for you to be successful. Building those relationships, and relationships take time. So.
Well, I do have to say, for you guys being where you are with your business and your success, to fit me in within your schedule, thank you.
Listen, for us, man, the way that we look at it is that, man, you're actually doing something. We want to be around the doers. That's important to us. We want to be around people that's actually doing something. So it's not fitting you in. It's just connecting and building a relationship.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes.
Like, we don't take it lightly for us to be able to come and show and share our story with your audience. So we're grateful for that.
Thank
Very
you.
grateful.
Yeah, and I really like what you guys are doing. Again, my goal is to educate the consumer out there that you don't need your own money. You don't need to cash out your credit cards. There's so many different loan options that you've worked with all types of loans, DSCR, private investors. You've come across that. But yes, it may sound intimidating, but that gets you in that door, and then you build from there. So a lot of people, that's my ultimate goal, is to educate young investors and home buyers as well too. Home buyers to get finance for your flips. That's to educate the consumer out there. So I want to thank you for that time. Yeah. So how can people follow you on Instagram?
On all social platforms, Mathis Twins. That's MATHISTWINS. So that's on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube,
Twitter.
We're everywhere.
So just follow us on the social platforms. The best way, if you want to connect, is to DM us on Instagram. It may take some time to respond, but we get back to you. Like we try to help out as much as possible.
Thank you for that. I forgot to bring up one topic, that this is something I just wanted your opinion on as investors. So Canada came out with an article. I don't know if you saw that.
You can't buy if you're not a Canadian. For me, I'm sorry, what was your question?
Yeah, no. Tell me, because I want to hear it.
Yeah, for me, the government is they're trying to protect their people.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. You can't get mad at somebody for the decisions that they make. You may not agree with it, but you can't get mad at it. So they're doing what they believe is best for their people. From our understanding, the Canadian culture is about socialism.
Yeah.
They really put their peoples first, and this is a prime example of doing that. So for those that don't know, what they came out and said is if you're not a Canadian citizen, I believe,
yes.
You're not a Canadian citizen, or if you're not a student in college, you cannot buy any Canadian real estate.
Yeah.
They're protecting their people. They're looking out for their people because the average price in Canada has gone up tremendously, where the average person in Canada can barely afford a home. So they're protecting their people. Yeah. Can you be mad at that?
I mean,
I know.
I don't even, but people look at these news articles and don't understand, man. There's always ways around that. Like, people, if I want to buy in Canada, I can buy in Canada.
Moving to Canada?
I'm not moving to Canada. But no, because I had this conversation as well, and it was just like the same when we come up with regulations. Oh, you have to be an American citizen to do this. Or for this example, if I want to buy in Canada, I'm just going to go and find somebody who's in Canada who's a real estate developer. We're going to partner with them.
Yeah.
So I think people focus so much on the negativity and not saying, like, there's still opportunity. Like,
not negative. They focus on the obstacle as opposed to the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes, you did say that one time. Now, but what if they were to? How does that affect investors? Does that affect you? If that was to be implied at any other state or here in the United States, how would that affect?
I don't see that happening.
I know.
I really don't see that happening.
The lobbyists on Washington will beat it down. It won't even make it to.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. You got foreigners. You have so many foreigners that are starting businesses right now, and they got the visas. If you invest a certain amount of money, you can come and like get. I don't know all of the regulations, but I just don't see that happening in the United States. This is the land of opportunity, the land of where dreams come true, which I think a lot of Americans take it for granted living here. I truly believe we take it for granted living in it. We live in the greatest country.
Yeah.
So I just don't see that happening anytime soon, if at all ever.
Yeah.
When people can't buy here and do stuff here.
It was a video that you posted. I don't know which one who posted it, but
was it the good looking twin or the ugly twin?
Both. So what it was in regards to the electric car.
Okay.
They're building where they're making it mandatory in one of the states, right?
I believe in California they're making it mandatory by 2030. No more gas vehicles. I read the article, but I haven't fact checked that.
Yes, and your advice on that video was to say this is a state to build and start investing in because of the job opportunities that are going to arise in that state.
All right. So no, the article essentially was stating is that some companies are going to be investing $40 billion in 4 states, like Georgia, Michigan, and 2 other states. I can't remember the 2 other states. And basically what I was saying was if there's going to be $40 billion of investment going into a state, what I've seen, and it's happened in Columbus, Ohio, where Intel is going to build 2 major factories, and they invested $20 billion, and the property value started to go up in and around Columbus, Ohio, where those factories are going to be built. People are going to want to be there because they're bringing jobs there. What I was saying in that post was, for us, as we look for a different state to invest in because of the insurance premiums going up in Florida, we're looking at those headlines of where is the investment happening in the future.
Yeah.
If they're building battery plants in these states, we may need to go into these states and start investing there because this is the future. So that's essentially what I was saying in that video.
Great point, and I really like that because it creates other opportunities for people to invest in different states. Sometimes Florida is so overly saturated where it's like there's so much you can do here, but it's great that you guys are expanding and putting articles out there like that,
Trying to help and impact.
I know. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of my team, being here with us. So,
thank you for having us.
No, absolutely. You guys can catch the Mathis Twins on Instagram, Twitter, and what else?
All the other social media platforms.
No Scarlets and stuff like that, right? Okay. Also as the Mathis Twins, and you can catch me at Mortgages with Sunny on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for
having
us.